Good morning, listeners. You are listening to Ron Couming, and you are tuned into the Internet Marketing and Business Solutions right here on 980 WCAP. We're here every Monday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. to give you actionable information and strategies that will maximize your use of social media, the Internet, and provide you with some great business solutions. Our call-in number is 978-454-4980. And as I mentioned earlier, I am so happy with the guests we have today. I don't even want to take time in explaining, but as I told you before, the guests I want to have on this show are going to be providing benefits and value and giving you strategies and excellent ideas on how to advance yourself in business. And that some of the advancements will be online, some will be with, whether it's writing a book or whatever it is. But today, our first speaker up is going to talk to us about how your habits and attitudes can help or hinder your success, both in business and in life. So today we're going to meet speaker Erik Swanson. With over 250 speaking engagements each year, he is a best-selling author, international speaker, about habits and attitudes coach. Erik Swanson consistently wows audiences worldwide with his entertainment and interactive keynote seminars and training programs, sharing his powerful Habitudes training principles and strategies on the stage with other great speakers such as Brian Tracy, Jack Canfield, Bob Proctor, Les Brown, Dennis Waitley, Sharon Lechter, Laurel Langmar, and many, many others. From the Secret and Napoleon Hill Foundation for the last 18 years, Erik has been transforming lives, turning people's dreams into realities, and can easily be found high-fiving personal strangers, changing their moods in an instant. Erik shares amazing stories and experiences through his journey of success to teach his strategies and fundamentals of maintaining great habits and attitudes. Mr. Swanson's techniques with his Habitude Warrior system has gained him huge recognition as an expert in the field of relationship building and mastering the 5 pillars of Habitude Warriors. And just to give you an insight, Erik will be speaking 15-20 minutes or so today, but his lowball speaker's fees are $7,000 and up. So he's speaking with us totally free just to give us benefits and value. Erik, you on the line?
I am, man. Thanks so much for including me. It's an honor, Ron. Thank you.
Thank you. You're doing us the favor. How's things doing in California today?
Are you kidding me? California's awesome, man. I'm looking at my little bay right here in San Diego. It's beautiful.
Excellent. Erik is calling in from San Diego today. Erik, can you tell us a little bit about, I know I just gave your intro, but could you tell us a little bit about yourself, your history, and I have done the Habitude Warrior conference in Houston, and I've listened to you in Las Vegas. I'm flying out to do it again in San Diego. I've already signed up. Not San Diego, San Fran in November. So I'm a believer. I've already benefited from your programs and stuff. But can you give the audience a little bit of a history?
Yeah, definitely. History on me. Well, let's see. I've done so many countless radio shows that I'm sure everyone can get some exact history and background on me from all of those. But so I'll just give you something a little different that people don't realize or know. So I speak on a lot of stages, and I surround myself with a lot of just fantastic individuals. But a lot of people don't know this about me. I was actually really shy and very awkward when I was growing up in my early years. When I was growing up in my teens and so forth. And it wasn't until sophomore year. It was sophomore to junior year. Excuse me. So right after sophomore year, I left Washington D.C. area. So I grew up in D.C. and my parents moved up to Vermont. And I had to finish 2 years of high school in Vermont to finish up my high school, so junior and senior year. So in between that summer, when I was moving from Washington, D.C. up to Vermont, I had this conscious decision to just change my persona, just change my attitude, and be bullied anymore.
Eric, you're breaking up a little. Is your reception good?
My reception is perfect, actually. Sorry.
Okay.
I'll walk a little bit outside or something. So yeah. So I was mentioning. Is this better? Is that good?
Perfect. I can hear you perfect.
Okay, great. So I was just mentioning that I decided to change my persona, and right then and there, I decided to go up to the new school and with a new attitude, and that was me. No more. I wasn't going to let anyone bully me anymore in high school. From freshman and sophomore year, and I was taller than all these people. So why was I letting other people, determine my future? So I decided to change it around. So that's a little background on me, and now I share stages with the greats, and they share stages with me, which is really cool. You made something out of yourself when Brian Tracy or Les Brown or Sharon Lecter say, "Oh yeah, I'm sharing the stage with Erik Swanson this weekend." That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's amazing. I've listened to every single one of them, and they're phenomenal. For you to actually be on the stage with them and friends going out to dinner with them, and your nickname is Mr. Awesome. How did you attain that nickname?
It is. Thanks. So I got to say, I did not self-proclaim that nickname. So I was actually in. I spend a lot of different stage times with different speakers, and Les Brown had seen me speak a few times, and then we became friends, and he saw me at another event, I think down in Southern California, and I remember him coming up to me during one of the breaks, and he yelled out, "Mr. Awesome!" and when Les Brown calls you Mr. Awesome, you kind of keep that name and you market it anywhere you can.
Absolutely. For Les Brown to even take notice of a person's presence and to give you a nickname, and he gave you the nickname because he interacted with you and he listened to you or whatever the scenario was, and that was his impression. So that's huge. I mean, you're right up there with the giants in this industry.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm hanging out with them.
Who buys dinner? No, just kidding.
That's right.
But actually, yeah, I saw the crew you went to dinner with last night, man, and that was amazing. Is that a prelude of some of the people coming up in San Fran?
Actually, that was just kind of a welcoming. So I live in San Diego, and the thing is, I'm never here. I'm always traveling, so I rarely get back to my home in San Diego. So I decided, I just got in yesterday or the day before. I did a TEDx talk in Houston, and then I flew over here to speak to a Mosaic mastermind group over here in the morning. And then I just shouted out to a bunch of my speaker friends and said, "Hey, let's get together." And it turned out to be a really great mastermind dinner that it was literally a 3-hour dinner that all of us went around the table and discussed, who we are and what our next steps are and what we're doing and what challenges we had. So it was such a breakthrough we had about 10 of us at the dinner last night. And I think we're going to start doing that a little bit more. It was just an impromptu, let's get together, let's team up, and it turned out to be a great mastermind dinner.
Excellent. And I saw Stacey Allen. I heard her in Houston, and Megan Corson. She's here from Massachusetts, even though she was out there. She's going to be a guest in a couple of weeks. I would love to have Stacey Allen and some of the people I saw you with. I interact with myself, and so I'm hoping to have them on as guests as well. I know Megan's already committed, but these are all people that I myself have benefited from, and the listeners can get tremendous value. Can you go into a little bit about the Habits and Attitude Conference and maybe the You Rock that you've just started?
Yeah.
And,
Of course. Actually, do you mind if I mention something about the dinner last night?
No, absolutely, please.
Okay, cool. So you're absolutely right. All these people are just amazing in their own right of what they're doing. So Stacey Ellen is fantastic. She's a great speaker. Look her up. She's a great coach. I call her the connection coach because she connects people and she connects within yourself, your heart and your soul, but your intentions and what your goals should be. So it's really cool. So we went through some really great things, and she's developing a master program for certifications for people. So that's one of our breakthroughs there last night. We also had Jason Freeman there. And Jason's amazing. This guy has a grandfather clause of being on any one of my stages anywhere in the future, forever and ever. And he obtained that because he wows the crowd every single time that he comes up there. He's there for the audience. And Jason, you might know, he has a speech impediment, And it's very difficult to understand him at first. But then once you kind of get to know him, and then you're like, all right, I get it. And now he's a big motivational speaker on stages, which is fantastic. And he has all the excuses not to be on stage from the speech impediment, but he just makes light of it and says, look, it is what it is, and God gave me this, and now look at me. Why aren't you guys on your stage of life?
Absolutely.
So it's really, really cool.
Yeah. He's turned what some people may view as a handicap or an impediment into an asset. And I heard him also in Houston. He was phenomenal. I follow him and chat with him on Facebook too. Didn't he recently have his own? Didn't he do like a speaker program too?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
An event? Did he do an event recently?
Not that I know of. I don't know if Jason did that.
Okay, maybe he will. But
there's another gentleman that I want to mention real quick. His name's Wes Burton, and this guy blew us away last night. Oh, before I mention him, there was Jennifer and Jenya. Jenya Carter is a fantastic speaker, and she's 15 years old, and she's one of our speakers for Junior Habitudes that teaches kids on leadership, confidence, and personal development. And she and her mom are putting together this really cool platform online that's, I think the name of it is called Here's My Side. And what they're doing is from a parent to a child's perspective. And there's conflict in between, parenting and kids and teens and so forth. So they're showing each other's sides, and then they're having the middle section be the resolution section. It's really, really cool. So she's doing that. And then one more quick thing, Wes Burton. This guy impressed the heck out of me last night. We came through some really great breakthroughs. His new company is called Golden Fork. So what he's doing is he's bringing a menu of just a couple items to festivals and to farmer markets and so forth. And it's all farm to table, actually farm to market food. But what's really cool about it is it's for a global force, and it's for charities. What he's literally doing is he's going to go and grab names of just their first names of individuals who are in need, such as they're in a battered shelter, or they are in they're hungry. Kids are at kids shelters and so forth. So he's getting all these names, and when you order a sandwich, you're actually ordering the kid's sandwich's name. And then he puts a check mark and gives the person a button, and it says, I fed Tim today, or I fed Susan today.
Wow.
It's really, really neat.
That's amazing. And you certainly are running in a crowd that is just giving back and making a difference in the world. And one thing I've noticed, just about everyone except Jenner and the other person who's working with her, I've actually met and talked to and follow and interact with on Facebook. And one thing I've noticed about every single one of you is just how personable, how authentic, and how real you are. And I found that there's a whole school of thought in networking. If you go in, it's because Kami Baker was here last week, and she's a rock star too, but there's a whole school of thought on networking that if you go in there and you just simply give your elevator pitch and you're in there perfectly dressed and perfectly groomed, and everything is just packaged, so I believe that it's kind of like that there is a shift going, that people just want you to be real.
That's so true, and be don't be canned and be unpackaged, like you said. I love it. I think it's a really, really great way to live, and just show up with you and being as authentic and as real as you can possibly be. Yeah. Kami's awesome. Kami Baker is going to be one of our speaker on the Habitudes conference, and a gentleman who's really, really awesome. This guy's amazing. I mean, people should get to know him. This guy named Ronald Couming is going to be on our show, too. I'm excited about you being up there.
Thank you.
As one of our expert panelists at the Habitude Conference and part of our You Rock Club. I think you asked me to mention some things about that. Would you like me to talk about that?
Yeah, please, especially the Habitude, both of them, but
sure.
The Habitude conference is coming up in San Francisco, and there's 33 speakers, TED Talk style. Can you explain a little bit about how that is?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you pretty much nailed it right there. It's 33 speakers. What I do is it's called Habitudes, and it's all about your habits and your attitude. So what I've done, I've decided, look, I want to resonate with a lot of really cool speakers who are giving back to the community. And we have assembled 33 speakers through a 3-day conference. The next one is up in San Francisco on November 10, 11, 12. We're doing a VIP invite only for the UROC members on the 9th, which is going to be the night before. And it's going to be so cool. So we have 33 speakers through a 3-day conference, all TED Talk style. And it's there's little to no selling, so we're all there just give back, give back, give back. And it's all about sales and success mastery is one day. The second day is millionaire mindset. And the third day is social marketing and media. And then we have a third component, or a second component, that's called a junior Habitude. And that is on day 3, where we bring in all the kids. So the attendees who sign up at habitudesconference.com, what they do is they're able to bring up to 2 kids to day 3, and we're assembling the experts there to teach them on confidence, leadership, and self-development. That's really, really neat.
It's amazing. I went to it in Houston, and again, I partook in the offerings you had in Las Vegas last year. And can you tell him a little bit? Erik Swanson, now isn't he like 15 or something, and he's in the Habitudes, and he's taking this stuff to heart. How's it helping him?
Oh, man, I got to tell you about Erik Swanson. Erik Swanson is one of the youngest motivational speakers from Ireland, if not the only one. And he's amazing. Came out from Dublin, and he flew out here. He's always in a bow tie that he's famous for, and he's just an amazing gentleman. This gentleman owns 3 companies. He lives in Irvine, Las Vegas, and San Diego. He lives in 3 different locations. He owns 3 companies now, and he's 12 years old. He's not 15. He's 12. The guy is amazing.
He is. And he comes around, and his mother brings him too. But he is so in control. He owns his space. He's amazing. He's adopted the habitudes and attitudes and how it affects people. And he's a great testament to your whole program.
He is. He does, and he's amazing. I'll tell you one more thing. I did a TED Talk, TEDx Talk the other day, and Erik actually gave me a couple of quick suggestions on it, and I used one of them, and it wowed the crowd, is what it did. So I'm learning from this little gentleman. He's amazing. So he's one of our speakers, and he was going to only speak for the junior Habitudes, but we've elevated him to the main stage as well. So all of you can listen and hear him and see him.
Nice. And when we do, and anybody who has any excuses, or we hear people like him and Jason and Stacey Allen and other people who get up there and share their personal experiences and how they've overcome those and used them as strengths now. To me, it's so motivational. Can you give, we got to go in a few minutes, but can you give people how they can, and I want to let everybody know, even though I'm going to be speaking there on the expert panel for internet marketing and related subjects, I get no commissions at all. I am a total fan and believer in this program. I've been there. I know other people who have been there and have benefited from it, and I'm so happy that Erik is gracing us. I also want to let you know that if you follow him on Facebook, you can also you won't be able to be his friend because he's well over 5,000, and that's Facebook's rules. But you can follow and get the live when he goes live. And often, sometimes he'll talk about what's going on there, but more often than not, he's giving you actionable tips that will help you in business and in your life. So can you give them some information on how they can actually maybe go to a website for Habitudes, contact you, and I hope they all sign up for your program?
Yeah, absolutely. And by the way, we have speakers like Laura Langemeyer from The Secret. We've got like Frank Shankwitz is looking at coming on, Make-A-Wish Foundation founder. We've got Scott Sorrell, Ryan Lowe, myself. We have Bill Walsh. We have tons of speakers that are going to be on this lineup. I mean, it is the lineup to come see. It's so much fun. And by the way, don't come if you don't want to have fun. We just have a great time for 3 days. And one more thing about the conference that I've noticed about ours, which is fantastic. Actually, I'll tell you 2 more things. One thing is that 90% of our speakers stay for all 3 days, and they're part of the audience as well. That's a testament to me that I love. And the other thing is I've noticed that a lot of our speakers are putting their last presentation on our stage as a photo of their Facebook page or their profile or whatever it's called, their placemat page, which is really cool. So it's really getting some big legs. We're going out to UK and Sydney and just different locations. Oh, I forgot to tell you, we're launching Las Vegas next. So we're going to be doing, I believe, April 20, 21, 22 in Las Vegas. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturdays, whatever those dates are. So that should be a lot of fun. But the easiest way for them to, and I want to mention one more thing. Yes, I'll be your friend on Facebook. So here's my rule. If you're cool and you jump on one of my Facebook Lives, I always do mentions of people who are jumping on. So I always welcome you to the show.
Yep.
And if you post some things and say hi and so forth, then what I'll do is I'll become friends with you, but you get to pick who I delete out of my 5,000 friends. So that's the rule.
They get to pick?
Yeah.
Don't let them pick me.
Just pick a name, pick a first name, and I look for somebody I don't really know for that first name, and they get to take a side seat, and I bring you in.
Wow.
But here's the way you can sign up. You have two choices. Either you can sign up on habitudesconference.com, which is Habitudes, which is Habitudes, conference.com, and the price there's discounted rate for $14.97. They get to go to all 3 days. Now, that's not really the smart way to sign up. The smart way to sign up is go to the new foundation that's awesome. It's going to be a global movement for helping people realize their full potential and awesomeness, and that's called You Rock Club, and it's YOU, so yourockclub.com. So if you go there and sign up, not as the $97 membership, but as the $4.97 ambassador, you get 2 tickets to go to the event, which is really cool. It's a special they're doing right now.
Wow.
So it's yourockclub.com, YOU, rockclub.com. Sign up as ambassador there, and you get a ticket or 2 to go to the event. And you can pick whichever event you want to go to.
That's amazing, man. And that's like you mentioned earlier. You mentioned Bill Walsh, yourself, and several other leaders that like with this show. I'm giving stuff away. We don't really sell anything, and it's all about giving benefits and value to people. Right. And you guys lead, but you lead by example. And I just want to say I'm grateful I met you. I've learned from you, and I'm going to continue to learn from you. And look at all the people. You were on this show to talk about your programs and stuff, but you took the majority of time to talk about the other people that you were at the mastermind with, that you're associated with, and you gave them plugs, myself included. So, you're just... You're a great person, and this Habitude Warrior conference is in San Francisco, and it's all about your habits and attitudes and mindsets. And as he said, it's broken up into 3 different days, 3 different sections. I highly recommend that you go to all 3. But if you can't, make sure you go to day 3, because that's when I'll be speaking. Oops! But Erik, we got to go to break, and thank you so much. And you've been listening to Erik Swanson on the Internet Marketing and Business Solution Show on 980 WCAP. We're here every Monday from 11 to noon. We're going to break, and when we come back, Nancy Gaines will be coming on. Thanks again, Erik.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Yep, bye-bye.